He's my Baradich.
כל השונה הלכות בכל יום. בעזרת השם, we're going to start now mitzvot, the Oraita, with Hashem's help. בעזרת השם, the mitzvot are sponsored by Terry and Jennifer Shem Tov in memory of Jennifer's father, Melech Baruch ben Abraham, alav shalom. בעזרת השם, רוח השם תנהל מגן עדן. השם also, the mitzvot are sponsored, לפוע שלמה לכל עם ישראל, ובכללם חיה בת לאה. Anybody who wishes to sponsor, let us know. So we're starting right now, mitzvah number... לעילוי נשמת בן? שם טוב יצחק בן? אין רבקה בעזרת השם. Kind of, you have to join, just say, come join us and listen. So בעזרת השם, we have an half of the Shema.
No free ride.
That's right, there's no free ride. 87. So like this, Chebre, boxing outside later, not now. Let's go. Okay, welcome to Yeshiva Shalom Bayit, where you live, your home, you come here to learn, and you're going to have plenty of Shalom Bayit, B'ezrat Hashem. We also have here night seder, Chebre. Start 7:45, we finish 9:30. Okay, B'ezrat Hashem, and Arvit 8:30 at night. Shelo ikra adam b'nei adam la'avodah zarah. Chas v'shalom, v'zares otam al kach. A person should be very careful to refrain from doing anything that will cause Jews, chas v'shalom, to go and to perform any act that will be deemed as avodah zarah. Right? Innocently, today you'll be surprised. In Queens, I'm told, people have Buddhas in their houses. People, I'm talking about Jewish people. People have name of different Indian things that they were. Obviously, the people who grew up on Indian movies. I also grew up on Indian movies when I was small. But Baruch Hashem, it didn't affect us. Some people are crazy. They think money comes from this kind of things, whatever it is that they learn from Indian stuff. You have to be very careful. ועל פי ואף על פי שזה הקורא לו יעבדנו ולא יעשה לה פעולה מן הפעולות רק הקריאה לבד שזהו נקרא מדיח. Even if a Jew really doesn't believe in Buddha, but he tells people, it's a good thing to have, or I don't want to say all the other names. It starts with Krish, Shmish, all the, how many Avodah Zarahs? It'd be amazing. There's 1,600 Avodah Zarahs in India, by the way, and 1,600 different languages. It's outrageous. It's amazing what they do. They have themselves, and they think that it's going to help them. But the problem is the Jews. The Jews are falling trap for it. And if you are, let's say, in that parasha, or Chas v'Shalom, you have that, that 108 streets, you have over there stores, and you're going to bring those items for people to buy. You just let them buy. You didn't do nothing. You tell them to buy. You could be also falling trap into this Eitzer Hara of an Avirah of 87 that you didn't do nothing. You didn't do yourself. You just let others do it. That will be considered, you will be punished for that. But this is the prohibition. And it says over there in Gemara Sanhedrin, 63rd page, Amud Bed, second side, Lo Ishma al Picha. You're not allowed to, as we said yesterday also, not allowed to pronounce the Avodah Zarah, and also Azara le Madiach. Over there, the Gemara says also in the explaining on Pasuk in Chav Gimel and Shmot, 13 Pasuk, Perik Chav Gimel, Pasuk 13, Azara le Madiach, v'chen amru gam b'michirte. So it says over there that it's a warning any Jew that will do anything that will cause other Jews to go and to perform this act. Obviously, like Rab Chaim wants, Hashem, we're not talking about Avodah Zarah is Avodah Zarah, where there is service. Like not Rab Chaim. Somebody told me the other day that money is Avodah Zarah. Money is Avodah Zarah. I don't know what Avodah Zarah means. It's maybe a ta'ava, maybe. You have to be very careful what we say Avodah Zarah is. As we know, Avodah Zarah is where you're exchanging, you're taking Hashem, the glory of and the awesome of Hashem, and you're replacing it with some other idea in your mind, right? Or some kind of image, even the worst. That's called Avodah Zarah. But anything else, a distraction, ta'avot, desires, those are not called Avodah Zarah. That's not extreme. This is called desires. And those is called Eitzer Hara. We have to work on it. But to be transgressing the Avirah of 87 over here, it's so somebody might say, what about selling cell phones, right? So today some people are calling a smartphone Avodah Zarah. So what are you going to say now? The guy who's selling a Buddha and the guy selling Avodah Zarah a cell phone, they both isur the right of making people do Avodah Zarah. So I would be very cautious to declare what is Avodah Zarah. And Chas v'Shalom, sometimes when you overreach, you ain't going to get nobody. Not going to reach anybody. So B'ezrat Hashem, like somebody told me, money is Avodah Zarah. The guy I was told is worth the guy is worth hundreds of millions. Yeah, Somebody, I was in the other shul that somebody tells me, this guy, he comes to me out of nowhere, right? He says to me, Rabbi, how many languages you know? I tell him, listen, I don't know what language is what. I know one main language. It's called money. Money, you could. So the guy looks at me. What kind of rabbi are you? Avodah Zarah. All the Avodah Zarah money. I said, if you have a lot of Avodah Zarah, I'll take it from you. That Avodah Zarah, I'll take from you. That's the shtiyot haile. The Divrei Torah productions. All the Baruch Hashem, how many community service we do. Everything costs money. So I told him, do me a favor, that's the language I understand. He wants to know, he wanted to test me how much Torah I know. I said, I know only one thing. It costs money to produce everything, costs everything money. Baruch Hashem, let's do that. No, Avodah Zarah, right away Avodah Zarah. It's not the point of Avodah Zarah, it's how you use it. That's why I'm very careful telling people, Baruch Hashem, what you do, what the purpose is. Obviously, you need money to do Avodah Zarah, Chas v'Shalom. Like I said, this guy's in Queens selling. I want to sell people's houses, I was told, packed. This, Avodah Zarah, this, and they're selling it in the store like it's a normal thing. Those are the people who are transgressing of this Avirah, Madichim et Israel, to go after this kind of Chas v'Shalom Chachkach. Again, it's not the point of Chachka, not Chachka. We're not here to start arguing what's right, what's wrong. What is right is, the only main thing that we should know is taking away belief in Hashem and trusting in something else. And that's what Avodah Zarah is. You could take a tissue box, and you could say, this is my Avodah Zarah. And you could be over Sur Doraita. Person, you're saying that what does he do with his tissue? The tissue, for instance, has to be folded this way, and it has to be folded that way, and then you mekatreg, you bring something in front of it. Anything you could, like we said yesterday, you could turn Avodah Zarah, billion different items, different, whatever you want. Anything, take a paw of the rabbit. People do crazy stuff, but if you believe in, like, this is your God, this is what we're talking about here, and Chas v'Shalom, and a person who does it, and a person who's matiach, encourages other people to do it. Dinei Perek Aseri, the Sanhedrin, everything is discussed over there. Everybody knows why you're supposed to stay away from this mitzvah. ומי שלא הדיח בעניין זה, אלא אדם אחד, אינו נקרא מדיח, אלא מסית. So now, what's the difference between madiach and masit? So masit, the Torah uses those two languages. So one is madiach, one is masit. They both mean the same thing. It's straying people away. So masit is only one person. He has succeeded in taking his wife away from Torah. The wife was successful to take her husband away from the Torah. Chas v'Shalom, or a child, or whatever it is. That's Masih. That's going to be Masit. But Madiach is talking about a group of people. A person gets up in a shul or wherever it is in a community, and he starts telling people, let's do this, let's do that. You see, the child got hit by a bus because we're not doing this to X, Y, and Z. Yeah, people are emotional and get people misled very fast. When people are emotional and fear, like today, the whole world is all about fear. You could make people do anything you want out of fear. What do you think? All those movies you watched for nothing? When you were growing up, they were burning witches on the stakes all the time, right? That's what it was. That's why fear. They do crazy stuff. People are ready to burn a lady alive, thinking they're doing something miracle or they're doing something good. In reality, you're committing murder. Well, it's not. Okay, we're going to discuss later on what is masid exactly. So a person who is madiach in that respect is going to be more to two or more people. So we go there. So now it's discussing over here the punishment. Okay, the prohibition of misleading people against Torah, it's anywhere. Somehow we're going to end up living in the moon. It's still there also. It's for males and females. You're telling me I'm far-fetched? The people already living in the spaceships, you know that, right? So over there also it's Avirah, you're not allowed to do it, doesn't matter where. Like the famous, the first guy who flew to the moon. You know the fake, huh? No, he was second already. The first guy who, not to the moon, to what? Kelly. No, not Kelly. Kelly is the recent guys. Talking about not people who went to the moon. I want the people who went to the space. The first guy who went to the space, his name is Yuri Gagarin. He was a Russian guy. He was the first one in space. Now, nobody landed on the moon. It's all fake. Anyway, so now we know that. Now, what happened was, this Yuri Gagarin, he was the first guy in space. What did he say? When he came back, they asked him, no. He says, I have proved there is no God. What's your proof there's no God? I was up there. I didn't see anybody. Yeah, that's a foolish guys, okay? However, what happens to the person, Nadav? You know everything already? Let's say a person today tells somebody to bow down to Buddha. What do we do with him? What's the punishment? What's the punishment? Quickly. No, skila. We throw him off the cliff, and we throw right now. Thank you for staying, B'ezrat Hashem. Tomorrow we also doing this. Repetition, the next mitzvah. Anyway, so now skila, we give him stoning. Right? Okay. Okay. So again, this is not all over the world. Today in New York, somebody is telling people to do, the idol worship of Indian idols. We don't stone them even if there is a Beit Din. It's only about Matam, there is Israel, the Kedusha, the holiness of the Beit Din, the righteous people that could find somebody guilty like this, and there he gets stoned. But Chutz La'aretz, it does not egg, will not be no egg.
So I have a question. I saw a video of people reenacting the golden calf. They were somewhere in Israel in the mountains, and they had like this big golden calf they made, and they were prancing around it.
Okay.
How come people like that don't get stoned?
Why wouldn't they get stoned? And again, just because there is no Beit Din to paskin in this world, the best thing is to have a Beit Din that paskins here and to kill the person for Mechalat Shabbat. It is the best thing in the world for this person, because with the Beit Din, first of all, they're going to find him guilty. He's going to feel remorse. He's going to do tshuva, and he's going to go to Olam Haba. He lived his life. Imagine yourself, like a person lived 70, 80 years, and then he did the Chilul Shabbat, and then he goes to Shamayim. They're going to tell him, what did you do? Or they twinkle a little bit. They punish him here, punish him there. If there's no Beit Din, there is still punishment coming down to the world, but he doesn't do the same tshuva. It's not the same result. Beit Din is the best thing. So what you're telling him are the despicable people. I saw that also. But again, it's despicable people who think they could get away with anything. There will be obviously the reckoning. They will come, but they're not there. You shouldn't be worried about them. What Hashem is going to do to them. You should be worried about why you saw it. You should be worried about why you were the one who was okay to see it. I promise you, Rabbi Malkel Kotler in Yeshiva in Lakewood did not see it. We should be worried. Why did we see it? What is Hashem giving us? A sign that means our service of God is weak. The only reason you could see defilement of God anywhere is because you're weak. And that's what we're supposed to be looking in the world. We're not supposed to be looking in the world. There's Rashaim over there, this evil people. What are we doing not so bad that Hashem wanted us to see such a thing? We see a crime being committed on live television. You see those LCTV, whatever that is, they have videos, right? Crime being committed in New York right now, all over. There's videos all overflowing. Why are you fitted? Why are you California? Why are you fit to see it? Why a Rosh Hashiva or somebody who's not doesn't have WhatsApp, he doesn't see these things? Why? Because he's not fit for it. If you see something bad, evil in this world, that means you have that evil in you. Anything in the world, anything you see, and what we hear, that's why we come to Yeshivat, Shalom Bayit, Hollywood, here, Florida. We perfect ourselves. That's what we coming for, B'ezrat Hashem. Okay, let's do mitzvah number 88, to go up to Yerushalayim. Mitzvat Hagigat Beregalim. Wow. Lachog Beregalim. Behut shnitztavinu le'alot le'regel. We are commanded to go up to on a regel, which is a holiday, to the Yerushalayim. Why are we going up? Why is this language? La'alot. La'alot means up, going up. And obviously Yerushalayim is the highest point, right? So we always go up the mountain there, and B'ezrat Hashem, Lemekadesh, Shalosh Pamim B'Shana, Lemikdash, you have to go to Beit Mikdash. In the olden days we had Shiloh, that's where we're starting now on Sunday. We have Shmuel, right? We do Shmuel over there a little bit, we'll see. Yesterday you wanted me to learn after Arvit, I understand. But I didn't feel good, so I left. I didn't fall asleep during the day.
We know this.
So I went home, I slept, and then we came back and we learned Seder. Night Seder is more important than that to me. So I mean, what can we do? We need to establish night Seder here. Is that Hashem? Okay. So anyway, we then some move the Pesach v'Shavuot v'Sukkot. So which are the 3 holidays? We know already. Pesach, Shavuot, and Sukkot. As it says in the pasuk that you have to be rejoicing there. It says over there in Chav Gimel and Shmot 14th pasuk. Shalosh regalim tachog li b'shana. Hashem says, "Come to me and rejoice with me." And again, that is not a command that's going to take you out of your way. By the way, it's talking about over there. What happens is that Hashem knows throughout the whole year He is doing to you so many tremendous things, and you always want to be gracious to God, and you want to be thankful. So what you do? Many people make nedavot. Let's say they do a business iska, right? They rent a property to a customer, and now this customer a whole year, Baruch Hashem, didn't pay one day late. What do? In olden days, that would be a big thing. So a person would say, I have the sheep, I want to donate it to Hashem. So people will say nedavot. People will say promises to Hashem. So Hashem said, in order that, and what is unfortunately many people do, they make words and they forget. So in order to prevent this from happening, Hashem did us a big kindness. What did He say? Come to Yerushalayim. As you're coming to Yerushalayim to fulfill your nedavot, your shlamim, a person went through an accident, a person went through ocean. This is a day-to-day lively things that people go through. Like you come over here on Shacharit Mincha, Shacharit Monday and for Thursday. The same guys almost making bracha, Birkat HaGomel all the time, right? Because they're traveling, business, whatever it is. So imagine yourself, you head to Yerushalayim. That's what people do. People would make nedavot. Like by Yonah, right? On the boat, they were in danger, and they were saved. And they all promised that they're going to bring zvachim and zvachot. Everybody, even the goyim, it's acceptable, obviously, in Yerushalayim. If we have a goyim bringing korbanot, same thing. Jews, that was a common thing. So in order to make it easier for the Jews, not to travel too many times, so Hashem made a rule 3 times a year. And now, it's not that Hashem inconvenienced you. You have to go anyway. So what He's saying to you, okay, I'll make it easier for you. Come. You know what's going on? That's how Hashem is, the most loving Father. Everything, just come, my son, and it's nothing is to inconvenience you. It's part of your routine anyway. מעניין החגייה הוא שנעלה שם בקורבן ונקרבהו שלמים לכבוד האחד. So you have to come and bring your own korbanot. Besides the korbanot that the Torah writes to us that are brought down by the Kohanim, Tmidim, and all those things, you come with your own shlamim, all the things that Hashem done to you. Imagine yourself, right? You build a home, and the home collapsed, right? So now the Eitz Hara has come to you and says, look, you spend your entire life. Sometimes people work a whole life to build a home, right? Oh no, Hashem destroyed it for you. So now Eitz Hara is coming to Nuju. Hello, what happened? You see this God of yours? Why are you trusting him? Eitz Hara came. Now you say, that's how you talk to me? Hashem, I'm shalim with you. I'm going to bring you a korban because I love you, because I'm happy that you ruined my house. Shlamim. That's, you don't want to chas v'shalom go negative. You push up to the positive, and now you have to bring it to the korban and the mikdash. Over there it's brought down. Shalosh mitzvot nitztavu Israel baregel. So now the part of the regalim, part of the thing, you're supposed to go there, chagiga, enjoy, rejoicing. Rehiyah, you have to come and see. Right? It's amazing, right? Amazing. There was a group in Yerushalayim, in the Beit HaMikdash, that's called Ma'amad. Anshe Ma'amad. What's Anshe Ma'amad? מה זה אנשי מעמד? כהן הקדוש? נו, כהן הקדוש? מה זה אנשי מעמד? People coming just to see. מה אנשי מעמד? Hello, כהן. Make sure the knife is kosher. Let's come. No. You know those guys, the inspectors? אנשי מעמד. This was the Jewish people just coming to see. They do nothing else the whole day. They come to Beit HaMikdash just to look to make sure the Kohanim are doing their job perfectly, and they get elevated. Can you imagine to see a shchita of Kohen, Rabbi Moshe Tzon Bayur, he's going to do shchita, and Kabbalah, the act with awe and fear and love. He says, I'm going to take this shipala is costing today $300, right? In the morning and at night, he takes the blood, and he carries that blood with so much trepidation, throws it on the corner of the Mizbeach, and now this forgives all the sins of Am Yisrael. Imagine me going, I'm going to be the shachet, and you're going to take the blood. Happy? Mekaben? Miska? I'm going to do I want to check the Tamid. Rabbi Moshe takes it and takes it to the Korban, and he on the Mizbeach and throws it in, and all Am Yisrael's sins are forgiven. What? One day me, one day you, Sheikh. Don't get upset. Look at that face, so upset. Why didn't I say Raphael first? Okay, you go first. No. I'll give you. You will go before me, B'ezrat Hashem. You're going to check the Korban. Rabbi Moshe will be accepting it, the blood, and throw it in the Mizbech, and Kapara for Am Yisrael. When they come, they're going to call us, B'ezrat Hashem, B'ezrat Hashem. We're going to, hopefully, B'ezrat Hashem. Anyway, as long as we grow with the Torah, Kedusha, B'ezrat Hashem. Shor mitzvah, lefi she'enu bedin, lavo beyadayim likaniyot. So again, and also there's a rule, you cannot come empty-handed to the Beit HaMikdash. So again, it's always all a lead up. It's all a lead up.
Also, when you're coming only to watch.
What?
Also, when you're coming only to watch.
But the watching is, you know what is watching? The purification that goes through and through the neshama of a person. Yes, there were people just coming to watch.
Yes. But they bring something with them now.
No, Anshe Ma'amad, no. Anshe Ma'amad, they were there to say, they don't have to bring anything. Rabbi Moshe like, what are you guys coming here? Give us something already. We're working here so hard. Right? But imagine this is going to be Zat Hashem. Look at that. That's good. Anyway, the Kedusha. Just to see, just imagine it. The Kedusha, purification. This is what we're going to be B'ezrat Hashem doing very soon, B'ezrat Hashem. נוהגת מצווה זו, ועובר עליה ונראה בעזרה ביום ראשון שחג ולא הביא קורבן. However, when you're supposed to come to בית המקדש, ביטל עשה וגם עבר עליו שנאמר על זה ולא יראו פניי ריקם. So that there's going to be a prohibition that now, again, Mistama, there were some people who were always there from Mashim Ahmad. Right? So they would, maybe they would designate. He says over here, if you didn't bring the Korban on the 3 Hagim, you didn't fulfill the mitzvah of bringing something. You're supposed to bring, and then there's a prohibition. Actually, we'll learn later on, maybe in a few mitzvot later, that you're not allowed to come empty-handed to the Beit Mikdash. But Moshe, the Mistama, if you come for that again, but what's the purpose you're coming for? If you're coming just to be a snoofy boy, I understand. If you're coming to purify neshama, there's not going to be a prohibition for you. Again, it's not a simple thing. We're going to be. Are you ready to find? How ready are you?
I'm not ready. I have to clean myself a lot more.
Shalom, it's on the recording. Don't say these the truth. I say yes, I'm ready. Let's go for it. B'ezrat Hashem, gentlemen, thank your wives and have a wonderful day. Make a lot of money without any headaches.